The Mandela Effect is a phenomenon that has puzzled many people around the world, sparking debates, curiosity, and even a sense of wonder. At its core, the Mandela Effect refers to a situation in which a large group of people share a false memory of an event or fact. The term was coined in 2009 by Fiona Broome, a paranormal researcher, after she discovered that she, along with a number of other individuals, distinctly remembered Nelson Mandela dying in a South African prison during the 1980s. This memory was so vivid for these people that they were shocked to learn, years later, that Mandela had actually passed away in 2013. How could so many people, including Broome herself, remember something so specific and wrong? This was the question that led to the birth of the Mandela Effect as a widely discussed concept. The Mandela Effect isn't just about isolated, trivial memories, it's a collective experience. The false memories are often shared by thousands, sometimes even millions, of people, all of whom vividly recall the same incorrect details. It can be something as minor as the spelling of a famous brand name or as significant as an entire historical event. What makes the Mandela Effect so fascinating and unsettling is that it challenges the nature of memory itself. How is it possible for so many people to be wrong about the same thing? The phenomenon has led to various theories that attempt to explain why these mass recollections occur, each theory offering a different perspective on what might be happening in the collective mind of humanity. One popular explanation is rooted in cognitive psychology, which suggests that human memory is not as reliable as we might think. Memory is not like a video recording, capturing every detail precisely. Instead, it is a dynamic process, constantly being shaped by our emotions, biases, and external influences. Over time, memories can become distorted, altered, or even entirely fabricated. In this light, the Mandela Effect could simply be an example of shared false memories that have been reinforced over time, either through social influence or the tendency for similar individuals to recall the same events in similar ways. This cognitive bias, known as social contagion, suggests that when people discuss their memories with others, it can cause those memories to merge and reinforce each other, leading to widespread, collective misremembering. But, of course, not everyone is content with a psychological explanation. For some, the Mandela Effect is more than just a quirky psychological anomaly. It's a window into something far more mysterious, something that questions the very fabric of reality. Some conspiracy theorists have proposed that the Mandela Effect could be evidence of alternate realities or parallel universes. According to this theory, there may be multiple versions of reality, and as we shift between them, either through time travel, quantum shifts, or some unknown mechanism, our memories from one reality bleed into another, resulting in these shared false recollections. For those who subscribe to this theory, the Mandela Effect is not just a glitch in the human mind but a glimpse into the existence of parallel worlds where history diverges in subtle ways. The Mandela Effect, therefore, forces us to reconsider what we believe to be true, not only about the world around us but also about the very nature of memory and reality itself. It challenges our assumptions about how we remember the past, how reliable our memories are, and how the collective human experience is shaped by our perceptions of reality. Whether the Mandela Effect can be explained by psychology, quantum mechanics, or something more supernatural, it continues to captivate the imagination of people all over the world. And as long as people keep discovering new examples of this strange phenomenon, the Mandela Effect will remain one of the most intriguing and enigmatic concepts to ponder. The Mandela Effect, as mentioned earlier, gained its name after people collectively recalled Nelson Mandela's death in the 1980s. However, the term itself goes much deeper, unraveling questions about memory, perception, and reality. The phenomenon essentially serves as a focal point for exploring how human memories are formed and how they can be manipulated or distorted. But where did the term originate, and how did it come to symbolize this curious collective misremembering? The story begins with Fiona Broome, a well-known paranormal researcher and writer. In 2009, she was attending a conference and casually mentioned that she distinctly remembered Nelson Mandela's funeral, which supposedly took place during the 1980s. She was shocked when others at the conference shared the same memory, specifically, that Mandela had passed away while incarcerated. This recollection, however, wasn't consistent with the historical timeline, as Mandela had not died during that period. He had been released from prison in 1990 and went on to become South Africa's first black president before passing away in 2013. Broom's experience was not isolated. She found countless others who shared this vivid, yet false, memory. This puzzled her, and she began to investigate what she and others had experienced. It wasn't just a small group of people who believed in this misremembered version of Mandela's death. It was widespread. In fact, there were so many individuals who recalled this event with absolute certainty that it became a topic of discussion in various online communities and forums. Broom, intrigued by the mass discrepancy, dubbed this phenomenon the Mandela Effect, in reference to the iconic leader whose death was mistakenly remembered by so many. As the concept of the Mandela Effect grew, it began to encompass not just the Mandela case, but numerous other examples of mass misremembering. People began to share more instances where they recalled facts, logos, and historical events that didn't match reality. These cases became known as Mandela effects, ranging from small, trivial details to major life-altering events. One famous example involves the children's book series, Berenstain Bears. For many people, the beloved series was always known as the Berenstain Bears, with an E instead of an A. The discovery that the name had actually been spelled Berenstain all along left many individuals scratching their heads, wondering how they could have gotten it so wrong. These kinds of discrepancies have left people wondering, how can so many people be wrong about the same thing? The Mandela effect isn't just a coincidence. It's a collective experience that makes you question the reliability of your own memory and, by extension, reality itself. What makes this phenomenon so fascinating is the sheer scale at which it operates. We're not talking about a small group of individuals misremembering something. Instead, entire communities, groups of people, and even generations seem to share the same false memories. But why? How can millions of people be so convinced of something that, as it turns out, never happened? The Mandela effect invites people to challenge the certainty of their own recollections and ask whether memories can be trusted at all. These mass misremembrances are unsettling, particularly when the misremembered events or details seem to be clearly entrenched in people's minds. It's as though everyone is experiencing the same glitch in the human mind, as if there's something more to these shared false memories than meets the eye. Is it possible that there's more to the Mandela effect than just a simple memory error? Is there a deeper explanation, one that goes beyond psychology and into the realms of science and even philosophy? In the next sections, we'll explore some of the theories behind the Mandela effect, including ideas of memory, cognitive biases, and the possibility of alternate realities. What's clear is that the Mandela effect has sparked a global conversation about the nature of memory and our perception of the world. The questions it raises aren't easily answered, but they are questions worth pondering. After all, if millions of people can remember something that never happened, what does that say about the way we experience reality? Now that we've established what the Mandela effect is and how it came to be, it's important to look at some concrete examples that have captivated the public's attention. These examples not only highlight the bizarre nature of the Mandela effect but also showcase how widespread these shared false memories can be. One of the most common and widely discussed cases is the well-known brand name, Berenstain Bears. For many people, myself included, the beloved children's book series was always remembered as Berenstain Bears with an E. This minor spelling change, which seems trivial to some, caused a major stir when it was discovered that the correct spelling was actually Berenstain Bears with an A. What's fascinating about this case is not just the mix-up in the spelling of the name, but how so many people, from fans of the series to casual observers, recalled the name with absolute certainty. How could they all be wrong about something so simple, yet so ingrained in their memories? It's not just the Berenstain Bears that are the subject of confusion. Another classic example comes from the world of movie quotes. Many people vividly remember the line from the film Star Wars, "The Empire Strikes Back" as, "Luke, I am your father." However, the actual line, according to the movie script, is, "No, I am your father." Despite the clear evidence from the film itself, a vast number of fans continue to recall the famous line differently, often with the same confidence as if they had seen it countless times. This misquote is a perfect example of the Mandela effect in action. Multiple people remembering the same incorrect version of a quote, not realizing they've misheard it. The Mandela effect isn't limited to names and quotes. It also extends to geographical features and even historical events. For example, Some people remember the location of the country of New Zealand being to the northeast of Australia, when in fact it's to the southeast. It's another instance where a collective memory is so strong that it overrides the truth, even when the facts are easily accessible to anyone who wants to check. These examples seem innocent enough, but they raise an important question. If so many people can remember things incorrectly on such a grand scale, can we trust our memories in general? One particularly striking case involves the Kit Kat candy bar logo. Many people recall the brand having a hyphen, so it would be written as Kit Kat. However, in reality, the logo has never included a hyphen. Kit Kat has always been written as two separate words with no hyphen in between. This minor detail, like the Berenstain Bears, is something that people are so certain about that it leads to confusion and disbelief when they learn the truth. It's fascinating how even something as simple as a logo can become a source of mass misremembering. These examples raise the question: why do so many people recall these minor details incorrectly, and why are these shared false memories so specific? Could it be that our brains are simply prone to misremembering the past, or is there something more at play? To answer that, we have to look deeper into the nature of memory itself and the various psychological phenomena that can explain these collective lapses in recollection. Psychologists suggest that the Mandela effect can be explained by cognitive biases and the malleability of human memory. Memory, they argue, is not a perfect recording device. Our memories are subject to distortion, especially when we are influenced by external factors like social pressure, groupthink, or media portrayals. When people discuss memories together, they can inadvertently reinforce each other's false recollections, creating a shared sense of reality that may not be accurate. This is known as social contagion, where a piece of misinformation spreads rapidly through groups of people simply because it is repeated and accepted without question. However, the Mandela effect still challenges us to rethink the reliability of our memories. Could there be something more than simple memory distortions at play? Could there be another explanation for why so many people experience these strange phenomena? In the following sections, we will explore some of the more unusual theories surrounding the Mandela effect, including the possibility of alternate realities and even time travel. Theories that some believe could explain why so many people are misremembering events in such a strikingly uniform way. But for now, it's clear that the Mandela effect serves as a powerful reminder that our memories, and even our understanding of reality, are far more fragile and mysterious than we often care to admit. As we've seen, the Mandela effect can involve anything from small, seemingly trivial details to significant historical events. But many people are left asking, how can so many individuals have the same false memory? Is there something more to this than just cognitive distortions? Theories about parallel universes and alternate realities have gained traction as an explanation for the Mandela effect, offering a far more mysterious and even mind-bending interpretation. One of the most intriguing explanations comes from the idea that the Mandela effect is evidence of a glitch in the fabric of reality. According to this theory, multiple parallel universes exist, and as we move through different timelines, we inadvertently pick up memories from alternate versions of reality. Essentially, we are living in a multiverse, a vast collection of realities, some very similar to our own, but with subtle differences. The theory proposes that, sometimes, our memories of one universe overlap with those of another, leading us to misremember facts, events, and details from what we perceive as our current reality. This idea draws heavily from quantum physics and the concept of quantum mechanics, particularly the multiverse theory. In quantum physics, there's a principle known as the many worlds interpretation, which suggests that every possible outcome of a quantum event exists in its own separate universe. While this interpretation is still debated among physicists, it provides a fascinating lens through which to view the Mandela effect. According to this theory, when we experience the Mandela effect, it's not that our memories are faulty or that we've been misinformed. Rather, it's that we are recalling memories from an alternate timeline. Perhaps in one version of reality, Nelson Mandela did die in the 1980s, and in another, the Berenstain Bears were always spelled with an E. These subtle shifts in parallel universes could explain why so many people recall events or details that don't align with the present version of reality. In a similar vein, proponents of time travel theories argue that the Mandela effect could be a result of changes made to the past. Imagine someone traveling back in time and altering a seemingly insignificant event, like the spelling of a brand name or the color of a car in a commercial. These seemingly small changes could create ripple effects in our timeline, causing people to remember things differently. In this theory, time travel is not a large, dramatic event like altering the course of history, but rather a series of small changes that, when viewed in aggregate, account for the strange, collective memories that many people share. What's fascinating about the theory of time travel and the Mandela Effect is that it taps into a long-standing cultural fascination with the idea of altering history. We've all seen movies and TV shows where time travel plays a central role. Think of Back to the Future or the Butterfly Effect. These works of fiction often highlight how a small change in the past can have far-reaching consequences. The Mandela Effect, in a way, makes us wonder whether our memories might not be as stable and unchangeable as we once thought. Perhaps, in some alternate version of our world, the smallest details have been altered, and we are simply experiencing the aftermath of those changes. While these theories may sound like science fiction, they offer an intriguing way to think about the Mandela Effect. The idea that our memories could be influenced by alternate realities or time travel is certainly a mind-bending concept. But what if there's something to it? Could our collective misremembering be a glimpse into something beyond our understanding of space and time? While the idea of parallel universes or time travel is fascinating, it's important to note that these theories remain speculative. There is no concrete scientific evidence to support the existence of alternate realities or time travel. However, the Mandela Effect continues to spark interest because of the unexplainable nature of the phenomenon. It raises the question: if it's not due to faulty memories, social influences, or cognitive biases, could there be something greater at work? Even though we may never have definitive answers to the Mandela Effect, its presence in modern culture serves as a reminder that there is still so much we don't understand about memory, perception, and reality. Whether it's due to parallel universes, time travel, or some other unknown factor, the Mandela Effect forces us to confront the limits of our understanding and to entertain the possibility that the world we experience may not be as fixed and predictable as we once believed. In exploring the Mandela Effect, it's impossible to ignore the psychological and cognitive aspects that contribute to its widespread nature. While the theories involving parallel universes or time travel are fascinating, they aren't the only ways to explain why so many people seem to recall the same false memories. Cognitive psychologists have delved into the workings of human memory and perception, offering explanations that are rooted in the way our brains process and store information. At its core, memory is a complex process. It involves not just the storage of facts but also the interpretation, reconstruction, and sometimes even the creation of memories. Unlike a perfect recording device, our memories are subject to distortion, and these distortions can occur at any stage. When we recall an event or fact, we are not simply playing back a snapshot of the past. Rather, we are reconstructing that memory based on the pieces of information we have stored. This process, while generally reliable, can sometimes lead to errors, and when those errors occur, they can create the illusion of a false memory. One of the key factors contributing to the Mandela Effect is something called false memory. False memories are memories of events that never actually occurred, but feel just as real as actual memories. These can be small, like misremembering the details of a childhood event, or larger, like remembering an entire event or person incorrectly. Research shows that our memories are not static, they are constantly changing, influenced by new experiences, external information, and even the act of remembering itself. For example, when we recall something, we may inadvertently alter it based on how we interpret the memory in the present moment. This process is known as memory reconsolidation. Each time we retrieve a memory, it becomes malleable, allowing for alterations based on external factors. One powerful cognitive phenomenon that helps explain the Mandela Effect is confirmation bias. This is the tendency for people to favor information that confirms their existing beliefs or hypotheses while disregarding information that contradicts them. When people are exposed to a memory or event that aligns with their own experiences, they are more likely to accept it as true. If someone is part of a group that recalls a specific detail or event in a certain way, the shared belief reinforces the memory, making it feel even more real. This is especially potent when people have conversations or interact with others who share the same, false, memory. The more they discuss it, the more convinced they become, further embedding the inaccurate recollection. Another related cognitive phenomenon is misinformation effect, which happens when a person's memory of an event is altered by post-event information. For example, If someone hears an incorrect version of a story or event after experiencing it, their recollection of the original event can become tainted. This can happen through media, word of mouth, or simply through casual conversation. This effect is particularly relevant in the case of the Mandela Effect, where people might hear others recall an event or fact in a certain way and, over time, begin to adopt that incorrect memory as their own. These effects are amplified in the age of social media, where large groups of people can exchange ideas, memories, and shared recollections at an incredibly rapid rate. The role of suggestion cannot be underestimated in the Mandela Effect. Suggestion can be powerful enough to shape memories that were never actually formed in the first place. When people are told or hear something repeatedly, they can be led to believe they remember it themselves. This is especially evident when individuals find themselves part of a community of people who share a particular memory or perception. The influence of social groups can lead to the creation of a collective false memory. This phenomenon, known as social contagion, demonstrates just how easily misinformation can spread within groups, especially when people trust the opinions of others around them. While these cognitive explanations certainly shed light on the Mandela Effect, they don't necessarily make it any less intriguing. The fact that so many people share the same false memories, often with a high degree of certainty, invites further questions about how our minds work and how we construct our reality. Why do our brains sometimes create these shared memories? And why do these memories feel so vivid and real, even when they're proven to be false? These questions remain at the heart of the Mandela Effect and continue to fuel our fascination with this strange phenomenon. Though the cognitive and psychological explanations offer reasonable grounds for understanding the Mandela Effect, they don't fully answer why the phenomenon seems so widespread or why people experience it with such conviction. Is it purely a result of cognitive processes, or is there something deeper, something more mysterious, at work? As we continue to explore the Mandela Effect, it becomes clear that there is no one-size-fits-all explanation. The true cause of this phenomenon may be more complex, involving a mixture of psychological factors, social influence, and possibly something beyond our current understanding of memory and reality. As we delve deeper into the Mandela Effect, it's clear that psychological factors alone may not fully account for its widespread nature. The mystery surrounding this phenomenon continues to captivate people worldwide, with many still left searching for an explanation beyond the boundaries of conventional cognitive science. What makes the Mandela Effect so intriguing is not just the strange nature of collective false memories, but the various theories that attempt to explain them. One of the more curious explanations stems from the concept of groupthink, a psychological phenomenon where the desire for harmony or conformity in a group leads to irrational or dysfunctional decision-making. But what happens when the group starts believing in something that isn't true? Groupthink plays a significant role in how the Mandela Effect spreads. When a group of people starts sharing the same false memory, it can create a kind of collective validation. Everyone in the group comes to believe that their memory is accurate because others confirm the same details. In the case of the Mandela Effect, these groups aren't necessarily large, formal organizations. They can simply be small online communities, or even just a group of friends discussing their memories of a particular event or fact. The effect is amplified when individuals seek out others who share their experiences, especially in online forums or social media groups. People often find comfort in numbers, and when they realize that many others have the same recollection, it reinforces their belief that the memory is real. This phenomenon becomes even more pronounced when the group reinforces the memory through repeated discussions. Social validation plays a huge role in shaping our perceptions of the world around us. We're social creatures, and our need for acceptance often leads us to align our beliefs with those around us, even when the facts may not line up. This is why the Mandela Effect often spreads like wildfire in online communities. The more people talk about it, the more it solidifies the false memory in the minds of everyone involved. As these discussions grow, they create a feedback loop, making the false memory feel even more real and validated by the collective experience of others. Over time, these memories become ingrained, and they are shared across social media platforms, further fueling the spread of the Mandela Effect. Interestingly, the Mandela Effect also highlights the way our culture and media shape our memories. In an age where information is shared instantly across the globe, the media plays a central role in shaping public perception. From news reports to viral videos, the way we receive information can influence how we remember events, even if they didn't happen the way we think. The media is filled with narratives that can distort or manipulate public perception, and the Mandela Effect is an example of how these distorted narratives can become collective memories. It's easy to see how a well-publicized error or myth can spread quickly, especially when it's repeated over and over by multiple sources. This is where the idea of the Mandela Effect blurs the line between psychology and media manipulation. It's also worth noting that our memory systems are not perfect, which leaves us vulnerable to the influence of media. When we consume information, whether it's through the news, social media, or entertainment, our brains store it in ways that can be easily altered or misinterpreted. We don't always retain the details of events with complete accuracy. As a result, when false or exaggerated information is presented, we may unknowingly accept it as fact, especially if it aligns with our existing beliefs or if it's presented by a trusted source. Over time, these inaccuracies can become embedded in our collective consciousness, much like the false memories that make up the Mandela Effect. Perhaps one of the most intriguing aspects of the Mandela Effect is how it highlights the role of digital technology in shaping modern memory. In the past, false memories might have spread through word of mouth, but in today's world, they can be disseminated across social media platforms at an unprecedented speed. The rapid exchange of information allows false memories to spread faster than ever before, with people all over the world participating in the creation of these shared false recollections. Websites, forums, and social media groups dedicated to the Mandela Effect serve as fertile ground for these ideas to flourish, with people constantly exchanging stories, validating each other's memories, and collectively reinforcing the belief in these false events. As we explore the different factors that contribute to the Mandela Effect, we realize that it's not just about faulty memories or the influence of media. It's also about the ways in which our collective consciousness shapes the reality we experience. The Mandela Effect forces us to reconsider the reliability of our memories and the extent to which external influences, like groupthink, media, and technology, impact our perception of reality. What's fascinating is that these false memories are often shared with such intensity that they feel just as real as any other memory, making the Mandela Effect a unique intersection of psychology, culture, and technology. In the next sections, we'll explore how the Mandela Effect continues to grow in popularity, with more people coming forward to share their personal experiences and theories about its origins. Despite the psychological and social explanations for the Mandela Effect, the mystery remains. Is it simply a quirk of the human mind, or is there something more to these shared false memories than meets the eye? The Mandela Effect has not only sparked debates about memory and perception, but it has also led to various theories about the origins of these shared false memories. One of the most fascinating aspects of this phenomenon is how it has captured the imagination of people all over the world, leading them to consider explanations beyond simple memory distortions. Some of these theories delve into the realms of science fiction, offering tantalizing possibilities about the nature of our reality. Among these theories, the most popular, yet still highly speculative, is the idea that the Mandela Effect is evidence of parallel universes or alternate realities. The concept of parallel universes, or the multiverse, has been a subject of scientific speculation for decades. In the realm of quantum physics, some interpretations suggest that there may be multiple, possibly infinite, realities coexisting simultaneously. According to this view, every choice or event that could happen in our universe may branch off into its own separate timeline, creating an endless number of parallel universes. Some theorists believe that when people experience the Mandela Effect, they are tapping into memories from a parallel universe, where certain events or details unfolded differently. This theory suggests that, as we move through these alternate realities, our memories occasionally bleed over from one universe into another, causing us to recall events that never happened in our current reality. For example, in one universe, Nelson Mandela may have died in prison in the 1980s, and in another, he survived and went on to become the first black president of South Africa. In this view, the Mandela Effect occurs when we experience a shift from one universe to another, where the details of our memories differ. This idea is supported by the fact that many of the Mandela Effect experiences are highly specific and consistent across groups of people. It's not just one person who misremembers a detail, but large groups of people who share the same false memory. This suggests that these memories are somehow linked, not just to individual cognitive errors, but to some larger, more complex force. While this theory may sound like something out of a science fiction novel, it has gained traction in some circles, especially among those who are drawn to the idea of the multiverse. However, the concept of parallel universes remains highly speculative and is not widely accepted within the scientific community. While quantum mechanics suggests that multiple universes could exist, there is currently no empirical evidence to support this idea. The Mandela Effect, in this context, serves as an intriguing puzzle that challenges our understanding of reality and memory, even if it cannot be fully explained by current scientific principles. Another theory that has been proposed to explain the Mandela Effect is the idea of time travel. Some proponents of this theory believe that the strange memories people share are the result of changes made to the past, possibly through time travel. The basic premise is that someone, whether from the future or the present, has altered an event or detail in history, and those changes have rippled through time, affecting our memories of the past. In this scenario, the Mandela Effect occurs because we are living in a version of history where minor events have been changed, and those changes have led to discrepancies in our collective memories. For example, if someone were to travel back in time and alter the spelling of a brand name, like Berenstain Bears, it could create a ripple effect in the timeline, causing many people to remember the name differently. This theory plays on the idea that small changes in the past can have large, unpredictable consequences, as illustrated in works of fiction like Back to the Future and the Butterfly Effect. While time travel remains firmly in the realm of science fiction, the idea that our memories could be altered by events from the past has a certain allure. It suggests that the Mandela Effect is not merely a psychological anomaly but a glimpse into a more complex, and perhaps more mysterious, aspect of time and reality. Despite the appeal of these theories, there is no concrete evidence to suggest that the Mandela Effect is anything other than a product of cognitive biases, social influences, and the malleability of human memory. Theories about parallel universes and time travel, while intriguing, remain speculative and unproven. However, what makes the Mandela Effect so compelling is that it forces us to question the very nature of our reality. Could it be that our memories are not as reliable as we think? Could there be something more to our experiences of the world than we can perceive? The Mandela Effect is, at its core, a mystery that challenges our assumptions about time, space, and memory. As we continue to explore this phenomenon, it becomes clear that there is no single explanation that can fully account for the Mandela Effect. Whether it's due to parallel universes, time travel, or simply the quirks of human memory, the Mandela Effect continues to be a source of fascination for those who seek to understand the strange and inexplicable nature of our collective experience. Whatever the true cause may be, the Mandela Effect reminds us that there is still so much about the human mind and the universe that we have yet to understand. And perhaps that's what makes it so captivating. It opens the door to a world of possibilities that we are only beginning to explore. While the theories of parallel universes and time travel certainly stir the imagination, they are not the only explanations for the Mandela Effect. As we have already discussed, psychological factors such as cognitive biases, social influence, and the malleability of memory all play significant roles in shaping the way we recall events and facts. However, one aspect of the Mandela Effect that continues to fascinate and intrigue is the way it challenges our understanding of the nature of reality itself. Could the Mandela Effect be more than just a series of misremembered details and collective cognitive errors? Could it point to something deeper, something more profound about how we experience the world? One of the key aspects of the Mandela Effect is the way it forces us to question the reliability of our memories. If so many people can recall events and facts that are not aligned with the actual historical record, what does that say about the accuracy of our own memories? Memory, as we know, is not a perfect system. It is subject to distortion, influenced by emotions, expectations, and external factors. What is particularly striking about the Mandela Effect is that these shared false memories seem to be deeply ingrained in the minds of those who experience them. It's not as though a few people are confused about a detail. Entire groups of people, from all walks of life, seem to remember things in the same way. This raises important questions about the nature of memory itself. Are our memories really as reliable as we think, or are they far more flexible and malleable than we realize? Furthermore, the Mandela Effect challenges our perception of the past. Our memories shape how we understand our history, and when those memories are shown to be faulty, it can create a sense of disorientation. How can we trust what we remember if our recollections are so easily altered? This sense of uncertainty is amplified when we encounter shared false memories. It's one thing for an individual to misremember something, but when large groups of people recall the same event incorrectly, it creates a sense of collective dissonance. In a way, the Mandela effect calls into question not just our individual memories, but our collective understanding of history itself. This collective aspect of the Mandela effect is one of the reasons it has sparked so much interest. Unlike personal memories that are private and subjective, the Mandela effect involves a shared experience. The fact that so many people across different backgrounds and regions experience the same false memories suggests that there is something bigger at play, something that goes beyond the individual mind. Could it be that the Mandela effect is a manifestation of some sort of collective unconscious, a concept introduced by the psychologist Carl Jung? Jung's theory of the collective unconscious suggests that all human beings share a deep, universal reservoir of memories, experiences, and archetypes. Could the Mandela effect be tapping into this unconscious collective memory, where shared false recollections are stored and then triggered by some external force? Another possibility is that the Mandela effect is a manifestation of the power of suggestion. This ties into the idea of social contagion, where a belief or idea spreads rapidly through a group of people, often without them realizing that they have been influenced by others. In the case of the Mandela effect, a person may initially misremember an event or fact, and then encounter others who share the same false memory. The more people discuss it, the more it feels real, and eventually, it becomes ingrained in the collective consciousness. This phenomenon is not limited to the Mandela effect. It's something we see with other types of mass misbeliefs, such as urban legends or conspiracy theories. The power of suggestion is incredibly strong, and when a large group of people believes in something, it can become almost impossible to convince them otherwise. The role of technology and social media in the spread of the Mandela effect is another important factor to consider. In today's digital age, information spreads faster than ever before, and this includes false memories. Online communities dedicated to discussing the Mandela effect provide a platform for people to share their experiences, validate each other's memories, and reinforce the idea that their false recollections are, in fact, the truth. The viral nature of the internet makes it easier for these false memories to spread, and as more people become exposed to the Mandela effect, the more widespread it becomes. In many ways, the internet has become a breeding ground for these shared false memories, as people exchange stories, compare experiences, and participate in the collective reinforcement of these misremembrances. What's particularly interesting is how the Mandela effect has become a part of popular culture. It has sparked countless discussions, articles, and even entire books dedicated to exploring the phenomenon. It has found its place in the realm of conspiracy theories and has become an intriguing part of the larger narrative about the mysteries of the universe. Whether it's due to psychological factors, social influence, or the possibility of parallel universes, the Mandela effect has become a cultural touchstone for those who are fascinated by the unknown. It taps into the desire to understand the limits of our perception and the nature of reality itself, offering a glimpse into the strange and often mysterious ways our minds work. As we continue to explore the Mandela effect, we realize that it is not just a curious anomaly. It is a gateway into larger questions about memory, reality, and the way we experience the world. Whether we are misremembering trivial details or encountering a collective distortion of history, the Mandela effect forces us to reconsider how we understand our past and how we perceive the present. Ultimately, the Mandela effect serves as a reminder that the human experience is full of mysteries, and the more we seek to understand, the more questions we uncover. As we've seen, the Mandela effect continues to intrigue and puzzle people around the world. With its combination of collective misremembering and the mysterious nature of shared false memories, it opens up questions not just about the way our minds work but about the very nature of reality itself. While theories of parallel universes, time travel, and cognitive biases offer explanations for why this phenomenon occurs, they don't necessarily provide concrete answers. The Mandela effect, in many ways, is an enigma, one that continues to challenge our understanding of the world around us. But despite the uncertainty and speculation surrounding the Mandela effect, one thing is clear. It has become a cultural phenomenon, one that resonates deeply with many people. For some, the Mandela effect represents an opportunity to explore the limits of human perception, memory, and reality. For others, it serves as a gateway into more fantastical ideas about alternate realities and hidden dimensions. What's fascinating is how the Mandela effect has transcended its origins, evolving from a curious psychological observation to a widely discussed topic in the realms of pop culture, conspiracy theories, and even science fiction. Over the years, the Mandela effect has sparked countless discussions and debates across the globe. From online forums and social media groups to documentaries and books, people are eager to share their experiences and theories. It's not just about remembering the wrong version of a brand logo or a movie quote, it's about something much deeper. It's about questioning the very nature of memory and reality. The Mandela effect has become a vehicle for people to explore their own perceptions and beliefs, often challenging the assumptions they've held about the world for years. What's particularly fascinating is how the Mandela effect has become a symbol of the unknown. It taps into that universal human desire to understand the mysteries of existence and to push the boundaries of what we think we know. Whether we are dealing with small details like the spelling of Berenstain Bears, or larger issues like historical events, the Mandela effect reminds us that our understanding of the world is not as fixed as we might like to believe. In many ways, it shows us just how fragile our grasp on reality truly is. The Mandela effect also serves as a reminder that human perception is not always as reliable as we think. Our memories are not perfect, and they are influenced by a wide variety of factors, including emotions, biases, and external suggestions. These influences shape how we recall events, and they can even lead us to remember things that never actually happened. This is what makes the Mandela effect so compelling. It forces us to confront the idea that our understanding of the past may not be as accurate as we assume, and that our memories may be far more malleable than we realize. As more people experience the Mandela effect and share their stories, it becomes clear that this phenomenon is not just an isolated event but part of a larger conversation about the nature of reality and memory. Whether it's the theory of parallel universes, the malleability of human memory, or the influence of social dynamics, the Mandela effect touches on many different areas of human experience. It's a reminder that, while we may think we know the world around us, there are still many mysteries left to unravel. In the end, the Mandela effect challenges our perception of the world and asks us to reconsider how we experience reality. It forces us to ask questions about memory, perception, and the possibility of alternate realities. While there may never be a definitive explanation for the Mandela effect, it continues to captivate and intrigue, offering us a glimpse into the strange and often mysterious workings of the human mind. Whether we view it as a glitch in our collective memory or a sign of something more profound, the Mandela effect is a fascinating phenomenon that leaves us wondering just how much we truly understand about the world we live in. As we continue to explore the Mandela effect, one thing that stands out is its ability to evoke strong emotional reactions from those who experience it. For some, the Mandela effect sparks a sense of wonder and intrigue, while for others, it can be deeply unsettling. The shared experience of misremembering something so vivid and specific challenges not only our individual memories but also our collective understanding of reality. This phenomenon is not merely about people getting small details wrong. It taps into a much larger and more profound question about the nature of our existence and how we interact with the world around us. The emotional impact of the Mandela effect is particularly noticeable when it comes to well-known figures or significant historical events. For example, the false memory of Nelson Mandela dying in the 1980s is not just a simple misunderstanding. It's a memory that carries emotional weight for those who recall it, especially given the significance of Mandela's role in history. The idea that such an iconic figure could be remembered differently than he actually was challenges our understanding of time and memory in ways that feel deeply personal. It forces us to confront the possibility that our recollections of the past are far more fluid and unreliable than we would like to believe. This emotional aspect of the Mandela effect is also evident in the way people react to the phenomenon when they first encounter it. For many, it's a moment of realization, a kind of aha moment where they come to understand that they are not alone in their misremembering. When people discover that others share their false memories, it can be both reassuring and disorienting. On one hand, it offers a sense of validation. After all, if so many people remember the same thing, it must be real, right? On the other hand, it raises questions about the accuracy of our memories and whether we can truly trust our perceptions of the world. In some ways, the Mandela effect can be seen as a mirror to our collective consciousness. It forces us to examine how we process and recall information, and how those processes can be influenced by external factors like media, social influence, and even group dynamics. It's a reminder that our memories are not isolated events. They are part of a larger social and cultural fabric, shaped by the world around us. The Mandela Effect highlights the interconnectedness of our memories and experiences, showing how shared beliefs and perceptions can shape our understanding of the past. The spread of the Mandela Effect through online communities also plays a significant role in amplifying its emotional impact. In the age of the internet, people have more access than ever before to others' experiences and memories. Online forums, social media platforms, and websites dedicated to the Mandela Effect provide a space for people to come together and share their personal experiences with the phenomenon. These digital spaces allow for the rapid exchange of ideas and memories, which can reinforce the sense of shared misremembering. The emotional connection that people feel to the Mandela Effect is amplified by the fact that they can now interact with others who feel the same way, validating their experiences and creating a sense of community. While the Mandela Effect often evokes a sense of wonder and curiosity, it also brings with it a sense of unease. For those who are deeply affected by it, the experience can raise existential questions about the nature of reality itself. If our memories are so easily influenced and manipulated, what does that say about our ability to truly know the world around us? The Mandela Effect forces us to confront the possibility that the world we perceive is not as stable and fixed as we would like to believe. It challenges our assumptions about the past, the present, and the very nature of truth. Despite the uncertainty and the emotional unease that the Mandela Effect can bring, it also offers a unique opportunity for exploration and self-reflection. It encourages us to think more deeply about the nature of memory and reality, and to question the assumptions we hold about the world. It invites us to consider the possibility that there is more to our perception of reality than meets the eye, whether that be through the lens of psychology, science, or something more fantastical. The Mandela Effect, in all its strange and mysterious glory, serves as a reminder that our understanding of the world is never complete, and that there is always more to explore. In the end, the Mandela Effect challenges us to embrace the uncertainty that comes with being human. It reminds us that our memories and perceptions are not perfect, but they are a part of what makes us who we are. It encourages us to keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep seeking the truth, no matter how elusive it may seem. Whether we view the Mandela Effect as a curious anomaly or a sign of something greater, it has undoubtedly captured the imagination of millions of people around the world, and it will continue to do so for years to come. As we continue to explore the Mandela Effect, one of the most fascinating aspects of this phenomenon is the sheer number of examples that people continue to discover. Every day, new cases are shared, and people continue to connect the dots between their own false memories and those of others. While some of the most famous examples, like the Berenstain Bears and the misquoted line from Star Wars, have become well known in popular culture, there are countless other instances that people recall in vivid detail. It's as if the Mandela Effect is an ever-expanding collection of shared memories, all waiting to be uncovered. One of the most intriguing things about these discoveries is that they often involve well-established facts, events, and objects that people feel certain about. For example, there are many people who remember the famous Kit Kat logo with a hyphen, when in fact the logo has always been without one. Others remember the famous Monopoly Man character wearing a monocle, but in reality, he has never worn one. These kinds of memories are not just minor details. Many people are so convinced of their own recollections that they feel a strong sense of disbelief when they are confronted with the truth. It's as if these memories are so deeply embedded in their minds that they cannot fathom how they could have gotten them wrong. What's particularly striking about these examples is the consistency of the false memories. It's not just one person who misremembers a detail, it's thousands, even millions, of people who recall the same thing. This consistency across large groups of people makes the Mandela Effect so puzzling. How can so many people be wrong about the same thing, especially when the truth is so easily accessible? This question has led many to speculate about the nature of memory itself, and whether our recollections are as reliable as we like to think. Another interesting aspect of the Mandela Effect is how it relates to the way we process and store information. Memory is not a perfect recording of events, but rather a dynamic process that is influenced by many factors. Our memories are shaped by emotions, expectations, and external information, and they can be altered or distorted over time. The Mandela Effect is a reminder that our memories are not fixed, they are fluid and subject to change. This is why people can remember things that never happened or recall events in ways that don't align with the facts. The Mandela Effect also raises important questions about the role of perception in shaping our reality. Our perceptions of the world are influenced by our memories, but they are also shaped by our beliefs, experiences, and biases. In many ways, the Mandela Effect challenges our assumptions about what is real and what is not. If so many people can remember things differently than they actually were, what does that say about the nature of reality itself? Are our perceptions of the world truly accurate, or are they simply a product of our own minds? Despite the uncertainty and mystery surrounding the Mandela Effect, it continues to capture the imagination of millions of people around the world. It's a phenomenon that invites us to question what we think we know about memory, perception, and reality. Whether we believe the Mandela Effect is a result of cognitive errors, social influence, or something more mysterious, it serves as a reminder that there is still much we don't understand about the world we live in. As we continue to explore this phenomenon, it becomes clear that the Mandela Effect is not just a curiosity. It's a gateway into a larger conversation about the nature of memory, perception, and reality. Whether we view it as a glitch in the human mind or a sign of something more profound, the Mandela Effect forces us to confront the limitations of our understanding and to embrace the mysteries that lie beyond our perception. Ultimately, the Mandela Effect is a testament to the complexity of the human experience. It reminds us that, despite our best efforts to understand the world around us, there is always more to explore, more to learn, and more to discover. The Mandela Effect continues to be a source of wonder and fascination, and it will undoubtedly remain a part of our collective consciousness for years to come. As long as people continue to experience it, the mystery of the Mandela Effect will remain unsolved, fueling our curiosity and our desire to understand the unknown. As we wrap up our exploration of the Mandela Effect, it's important to reflect on the broader implications of this phenomenon and what it tells us about our perceptions of reality. The Mandela Effect has captured the imagination of millions, sparking conversations, debates, and even deep existential questions. It challenges our assumptions about memory, the nature of reality, and our place in the world. But what are we truly learning from this experience, and why does it continue to captivate us? First and foremost, the Mandela Effect serves as a reminder that our memories are not as reliable as we often think. While we may be convinced that our recollections are accurate, the reality is that our memories are shaped by a variety of factors, including emotions, external influences, and even the passage of time. The Mandela Effect highlights just how easily our memories can be altered or distorted, and it forces us to confront the fallibility of our minds. It's easy to believe that we can trust our memories, but when a shared false memory spreads across large groups of people, it raises serious questions about how much we can truly rely on our own recollections. This is particularly true when we look at the Mandela Effect as a collective experience. It's not just one or two individuals who misremember something. It's entire communities of people who share the same false memory. The consistency of these false memories across different people, cultures, and even geographical locations is what makes the Mandela Effect so perplexing. How can so many people, often from completely different walks of life, recall the same event or detail in the same way, even when it is proven to be incorrect? The Mandela Effect forces us to rethink our understanding of memory and perception. If our memories can be shared so easily, it suggests that memory is not just an individual process, it's a collective one. Another crucial takeaway from the Mandela Effect is how it forces us to examine the nature of reality itself. If we can't fully trust our memories, what does that say about the reality we experience? Are we living in a world where things are constantly shifting and changing, or is our perception of reality simply flawed? The Mandela Effect challenges the notion that reality is fixed and objective. If so many people can misremember the same thing in such vivid detail, it raises the possibility that the world we experience is not as stable as we think. Whether it's due to cognitive biases, social influences, or something more mysterious, the Mandela Effect offers a glimpse into the uncertainty that lies beneath the surface of our daily lives. At the heart of the Mandela Effect is a desire to understand the unknown. It taps into our collective curiosity and our need to make sense of the world around us. Whether we view the Mandela Effect as a psychological phenomenon, a glitch in reality, or a sign of something more supernatural, It invites us to question our assumptions and push the boundaries of our understanding. The Mandela Effect is not just a curious anomaly. It is a symbol of our ongoing quest for knowledge and understanding. It encourages us to look beyond the surface and explore the mysteries that lie beneath. While the Mandela Effect may never be fully understood, it continues to spark conversation, inspire theories, and fuel the imagination. It serves as a reminder that there is still much we don't know about memory, perception, and the nature of reality. It invites us to embrace the mystery and to approach the world with a sense of wonder and curiosity. In many ways, the Mandela Effect is not just about the strange memories we share. It's about our shared desire to understand the world around us and the limits of our perception. As we continue to explore the Mandela Effect, it's clear that it will remain a source of fascination for years to come. Whether we view it as a glitch in the human mind, a sign of alternate realities, or simply an interesting curiosity, the Mandela Effect forces us to confront the complexities of human experience. And in that process, it opens up new avenues for exploration, conversation, and discovery. After all, it is our curiosity and our willingness to question the world around us that drives us to seek out answers to the mysteries that continue to intrigue us. As we conclude our journey through the strange and fascinating world of the Mandela Effect, we are left with more questions than answers. While we may not have definitive explanations for why this phenomenon occurs, one thing is certain. It has left an indelible mark on the way we think about memory, perception, and the very fabric of reality. Whether it's through psychological mechanisms like cognitive biases and memory distortion, the possibility of parallel universes, or the influence of social contagion, the Mandela Effect challenges us to reconsider how we experience the world around us. One of the most profound aspects of the Mandela Effect is how it makes us question the reliability of our own memories. We take so much for granted about our recollections, believing them to be true representations of past events. But as we've seen, memories can be influenced by many factors, and even large groups of people can share the same false recollections. This realization forces us to rethink our perceptions of the world. If our memories are not as reliable as we think, what does that mean for our understanding of the past, the present, and even the future? The Mandela Effect invites us to explore the limits of human memory and the ways in which our minds construct and reconstruct reality. It also raises important questions about the nature of reality itself. If so many people can remember things differently than they actually were, what does that say about the world we live in? Are we experiencing a reality that is more fluid and malleable than we realize? Is there a deeper, underlying truth that we are missing? The Mandela Effect forces us to confront the possibility that reality may not be as fixed as we believe, and that our understanding of the world is constantly being shaped by forces we may not fully understand. Whether it's through the influence of memory, the passage of time, or the existence of alternate realities, the Mandela Effect reminds us that there is still so much we don't know about the world we live in. Despite the uncertainty and the mystery, the Mandela Effect has sparked a global conversation. It has brought people together from all walks of life to share their experiences and to explore the strange and inexplicable nature of collective false memories. It has inspired countless discussions, theories, and even works of fiction. And as long as people continue to experience it, the Mandela Effect will remain an important part of our collective consciousness. But perhaps the most important lesson we can take from the Mandela Effect is the reminder that there is always more to discover. The world we experience is full of mysteries, some small, some large, that challenge our understanding and push us to think beyond the obvious. Whether we view the Mandela Effect as a quirky psychological phenomenon, a sign of alternate realities, or a glitch in the human mind, it invites us to embrace the unknown and to keep questioning the world around us. It encourages us to remain curious, open-minded, and willing to explore the mysteries that lie just beyond our perception. In the end, the Mandela Effect is more than just a phenomenon. It's a symbol of the human desire for knowledge and understanding. It reminds us that our perception of the world is never complete, and that there is always more to learn, more to explore, and more to experience. As we continue to search for answers, we can take comfort in the fact that the Mandela Effect, like many other mysteries, will continue to captivate our imaginations and fuel our curiosity for years to come.